Hail up YouTube fan, the Maverick in the space one more time. You know, it's still the best and most credible. Still fair and fearless. And today is match day at Sabina Park. T20 International tonight, number 2nd. West Indies versus Australia. You don't know West Indies lose the first one still, but you don't know the crowd we suspect will come out same way. The Maverick was in the building on Sunday night. For a minute, I never watch no cricket at Sabina Park. I don't lie to you. I never go watch a test match. But you don't know, like most people who turn up in the stadium, almost full Sabina Park for the T20 International. Which are the version of the game now where we're more competitive in, more relevant. We've been 2-time world champions. It's almost like a lifeline for the long-suffering Jamaican and West Indian cricket fans. But here what I want to say now. Because there's this narrative about that Jamaicans and West Indians generally don't really love cricket no more. We're not passionate about cricket anymore. And people, my experience since the visit of these Australians to the region, somehow there's an energy about this Australian tour of the West Indies where it's like a throwback, like nostalgic. I mean, I tell you, say, they came into Jamaica for the third test and the two T20s. And it's like the vibe's still there. Although the West Indies down, literally down and out, you know. Because them lose the 3 tests and lose the first T20. But even then, being in a Sabina Park Sunday night and see the energy of the crowd and how into it people were, how emotional people were, how expressive people were. I mean, I say, yo, how them say the passion for cricket dead in the region. And another big observation we make too is that, watch out, the demographics of the crowd. Lots of little boys and little girls in the crowd. And them not just dead their pastime. They seem to be into the cricket. I mean, I say, people, you know me I do sports commentary and that kind of stuff for a minute now, right? So we come almost through the years of suffering with West Indies cricket doing that program on television. We probably talk about cricket per episode on sports commentary than any other sport we talk about. Well, you know, up to recent times. Because me one of them on them, you know. We kind of couldn't take it no more with West Indies cricket, you know, get fed up with West Indies cricket and literally disconnect myself emotionally from West Indies cricket, you know. That was how painful the results were. That was how poor, how embarrassing, how menacing to our emotions the results had become, you know, people. So, even with this 27 all out now, which is a literal new law for the West Indies, you find say, even on the heels of the 27 all out, when we think it couldn't get no worse, it got there. And we still pack up in a Sabina Park Sunday night. And we go back down there tonight again for the second T20. People still love cricket. What we think happens is that, yeah, the numbers probably not as high. People blaming say, boy, we don't love the game again, but there are contributing factors to why more kids, because what happening, you know, is the grassroots, the problems that West Indies cricket are come from, you know. The grassroots, you know. Not enough little boys around the Caribbean. And as it is now, women's cricket is a big thing now, so not enough little children across the Caribbean love cricket enough to go out and go play it every evening when they come from school. And every Saturday and every Sunday, them hide from them parents, go play a game of cricket in the backyard or road at the community center or out in the street. So it is that lack of numbers based on participation which dwindle the pool of talent to choose from. And of course, if you remember the days of Ketchy Shubi, when whole heap of youth used to play, bungle up all 30-40 man up on the field. And when you get the ball, you go try out the man with a bat, forget a bat. Because the incentive then was to get a bat, you know. See, if you remember the amount of youth we used to dip on any cricket settings in a Ketchy Shubi days, you will remember how competitive it was. And how the value that getting that man with a bat out, how important it was for you maintain and stay there and bat, you know. You see the kind of little unorthodox competitiveness there. It simple out of that, you know, came a kind of toughness of mentality and a kind of sharpening of the character and a kind of betterment of your technique too. Because you need the technique. When West Indies cricket was great, you know, and we'd have conquered the world, people. It wasn't structured coaching. What it really make me good, It was that innate love. And then the numbers were used to love the game now. Parents used to love the game, So automatically kids used to love the game more. See? So because of that, the numbers and the innate competitiveness where people go out and go play and how the intensity around little backyard cricket. Me grew up with 4 brothers, And we used to play 2-on-2 cricket almost every evening. And when it comes to summer, from morning till night, we have play cricket, Boom. And it is out of that culture at that time that we produced so many of the greats, because I assume that was the same situation across the Caribbean. And also at the time, the West Indies were champions. They were good. They were big superstars. They were world beaters. So the next generation of youth and look upon them used to aspire to be like them. We used to run up and try bowl like all of the great bowlers, You mimic and imitate them action, We used to do that when we grew up as youth. Those dynamics, not in existence anymore. And also, we think the biggest nail in the coffin of traditional West Indies cricket as we know it is obviously the emergence of the white ball format, specifically the T20. Because that now change the ball game now. That is a game changer, Because kids now, even though the numbers have dwindled, but the kids who actually love the game and have some talent to play the game, those kids are now gravitating towards franchise cricket ahead of wanting to represent the West Indies. Obviously, you make tons more money by playing T20 franchise cricket. Now put yourself in the youth in position. I want people cuss them. Say them not committed to West Indies and blah, blah, blah. But you're being hypocrites. Put yourself in the youth in position where you grow up and emerge in a time when there's the option if you go play franchise cricket, IPL, CPL right here, so then the whole heap of franchise leagues them all over Asia, up in North America, all about, and earn millions and millions of dollars compared to a couple thousand where you get if you play test cricket and ODI for the West Indies. If your son decides he want to play cricket and him have them 2 options in front of him, you're going to tell him about to put on West Indies colours? No. So part of it is the natural evolution of the game. And the evolution, I think, has taken place probably at a more rapid rate in this region. For some other dynamics, including the fact that we're not as economically strong as places like India, Australia, England, who can play for them, play them big retainer contracts to keep them loyal to the international cause. The Caribbean, West Indies cricket don't have that kind of financial base there. Yeah? And also, another unique dynamic where we face in this region where the rest of the world don't face is that the West Indies cricket is comprised of, independent nations, coming together as one united international team, That's not happening in no more sport. Especially in terms of the numbers. All of these little islands scattered over the Caribbean Sea, all of them have them own government and them own internal issues and them own personalities and them own history and them own way to chart and way forward. Now, people will argue, say, yo, we did it before, we can do it again. But as we said, the dynamics have changed so much. And when you add the little poison of insularity mean, the kind of rivalry amongst the islands. Where them set a man they want for them play. That set a man they want for them play. That set a man they want for him administrator to be the president. That set a man the political tug of war. All of them something there help mash up and destroy West Indies cricket basically, So when we see a tour like this Australian tour, and it reignite the passion and you can still see the love. This love is there, still. It is just for it to be awakened. And we think to an extent, this Australian visit to the Caribbean kind of awaken some of the passion. But we don't think it's sustainable. It's not. Because how often Australia come to the Caribbean? Not very often. And if Bangladesh come here and Sri Lanka come here, you're not going to have the same energy. It's a rough call. People still love cricket. But again too, innately, Jamaican people may know that. We are waganists, We have a wagonist culture. So you see, apart from the love we have for the game, more people are going to come out and support the game if the team doing well. When the team not doing well, a man return on the radio and listen to the sports news and watch the TV sports and to hear the score. But him not gonna get up and left him yard and drive from country, go down to Sabina Park 5 o'clock in the morning like they used to do back in the days. Him have a passing interest. Now if that team start win and look like them a rise back to the top, that wagon is gonna come back for the wagon, you know. But it's a challenge. But people still love cricket. And this Australia visit made me realize that people still love cricket more than we think. But there are too many forces pulling at, you know, the re-emergence of West Indies cricket as we once knew it. It now will happen again. That little hot and cold here with the love of the cricket, it will continue for a while, but eventually it will dissipate. And the longer version of the game especially, the test version of the game especially, it's going to die eventually. I think it's inevitable. Natural evolution, if you ask me. T20, and if at some point they decide to go T10 and T5, and them something going to be the last lifeline for cricket in this part of the world. The white ball version, much more exciting, much more fan-friendly, much more youth-centric. Yeah? But that 5-day thing, eventually, it's going to dissipate. But people still love cricket. Sabina Park with it tonight for the second T20. Hope the West Indies can bat better at the back end of the innings. Because I saw them lose the first one. But the Maverick was there. Like thousands of Jamaican cricket fans. Anyway, little more. We still love cricket.